This illustration deals with fire alarm circuit conductors. Again, we're in coordinates with NEC 240.4G and table 240.4G. Now, at the very top of the illustration, by the raceway that is routed to the panel is shown, notice that the conductors, we would go to 760.179. We would review our table say 760 through 154A. We could also apply table 760, 179L. And notice a number 14 AWG copper conductors. And that's either L or I there. You'd have to look that up. But we're using number 14 conductors routed over to that alarm. Now notice we could have these number 14 conductors supplying everything that you see in that illustration. We could supply the smoke detectors. We could supply any of the items that you see listed: doors, fans, elevators, and so forth. And the classification of a fire alarm circuit, where it's power limited or non-power limited, can be found in 760.2 of the NEC. Now, with this information, let's go ahead and review step one, sizing the overcurrent device for the fire alarm circuits. Now notice first we would review 760.43. Table 310.60 would list the ampacity for number 14 and number 16. But notice we are using 760.43, and a number 14 conductor could be protected at 20 amps, a number 16 at 10 amps. Now this lines up with 760.43. Notice the number 14 would line up in 310.16, but the number 16, there is not an amperage rating for that particular size, number 18 or number 16 in the table 310.16. We have asterisks by those letting us know that the table does not consider anything general wiring type conductors except number 14 and larger. Now step two, table 310.16 and 760.43. Now both of those sections are listed, one section in one table, because the 20 amp overcurrent device, number 14, requires a 15 amp overcurrent device. But the wire is good for 20 amp. Number 10, or I shouldn't say number 10, but number 16 is a 10 amp overcurrent device ahead of it, and that is considered protecting that number 16 conductor. So the solution and the answer is in the size overcurrent protection device is 15 amps for number 14 THWN copper conductors and 10 amps for the 16 AWG THWN copper conductors. And one, we'd get the 10 amps for the number 16 conductor from 760.43, but the number 14, we could actually go to 310.16 and obtain the number 14 and its ampacity rating, because it's a general wiring method, naturally, that could be used for general wiring. So this figure 9-13 is illustrating the fire alarm circuit conductors and how they should be protected in accordance with 760.43, table 310.16, as well as NEC 240.4G and table 240.4G.